Hello everyone, welcome back to Pro Tour Honolulu 2012. Rich and BDM with you, and we're going to talk you through the Fantasy Pro Tour. Brand new innovation for this Pro Tour. Get yourself on Facebook, have a look at it. I think you're probably a bit late to actually officially take part.
If it is after 2 p.m. Eastern time on Friday when you're looking at this, you may have missed the boat.
But you can still play along at home. So the idea of this is you pick a team, a roster of Magic playing talent, and these are the cards from Innistrad Dark Ascension, from the world of Standard, and then you get points according to the best decks. Now, what do we mean by the best decks?
So what we're going to do is on Sunday, after Saturday, once all the standard rounds have been played in the Swiss, we're going to take the best performing decks, generally about 100 decks.
It's basically a positive record, isn't
right.
it? So
it's
6 wins.
I'm not sure if is it 6 wins, but
18 points and better.
Top 100 decks, and we're going to take the contents of all those decks, combine them, and we're going to say, what is the most played Planeswalker? What is the second most played Planeswalker?
And for every copy of the card that you've got in your team, you will score points. The Planeswalkers are 5 points. So if there's 38 copies of your Planeswalker, BDM, you'll score 38 times 5, which is
70?
Good try. He was close. So we're going to give you a guide to some of the cards you might have looked at. We've picked our rosters, at least a version of them. So let's go on to the big board. And we start off with Planeswalkers. Now your Planeswalker, we said 5 points each. So there aren't many to choose from, obviously.
Right. It's about 10 in standard.
Yeah, so let's see what we've gone for. I've got Elspeth Tyrrell, and you've gone for?
I've gone for Garruk Relentless.
I think that's an interesting pick. Tell me why you're thinking that.
You know what? I'm basing this entirely on Twitter.
Oh, clever.
I am basing this entirely on Twitter. Just people talking about playtesting, and I heard people talking about playtesting, and they're like, I just ultimated my Garruk Relentless for plus 15 for all my creatures.
Okay.
So, and I think Mono Green's going to make a big push. We've certainly seen the Strangler Geist, Dungrove Elder deck do well last weekend at the Star City Open, and I think maybe that this is a card that would do well there.
Okay, now our next 3 are creatures, large, medium, and small. Now they're defined by converted mana cost. So your large creature is 5 mana or higher. Now that means there are some pretty spicy things. And let's reveal what we've gone for. I have a Primeval Titan.
I have a Primeval Titan.
Who knew? It's very hard to back against.
To be fair, we were a little locked in on our graphics at this point, and I would have liked to have audibled.
Oh, you would?
I would have liked to have been audibled to Havengull Lich.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to take a flyer
part of the combo deck.
Alion Trazi's combo deck that he made top 8 of the Star City event with, that it's going to take off, and
we'll see.
I think that if the deck is as good as some people have said, then maybe we could see a run on that in the late rounds.
You're going to be glad that you stuck with Primeval Titan, my friend.
I know.
Let's look at medium creatures, 3 and 4 mana. I've gone for the legendary Geist of St. Traff. Now, that's a little bit dangerous, of course, because the trouble with the Geist is it's legendary, which means you're only going to see 1 in play at any time, but I hope that lots of people are going to play multiples of the card. So I have Geist of St. Traff. Now, BDM, I've gone for 2 colors. You've not gone for any color at all.
No, I've gone for Solemn Simulacrum. I figured if you're going to have Primeval Titan, then you want to have his partner in crime, the Solemn Simulacrum.
Okay, let's go one further along. What about the small creatures? What have we got? So I guess we're on the 2 sides of the blue-white. I have BDM. You've gone for Champion of the Parish,
but mostly out of stubbornness.
Right.
I just didn't want to pick Delver, even though I know that you're probably going to crush me in this category, and there's going to be a lot of Delver in this room.
I don't know whether that's true. I like your pick a lot. I think there are a lot of people who are big fans of the sort of the Craig Wesco approach to Magic right now. I think Champion is a good pick. I do like Delver of Secrets, though. So let's go on to row number 2, and now we get on to the business end away from the creatures. Instants, what have we got? My instant is Mana Leak. I think that's the counterspell of choice. You've gone even cheaper, though, than Mana Leak.
I mean, this is a little bit of a nostalgic pick. This is like when you have your fantasy baseball team and you pick Daniel Murphy as your second baseman because you like the Mets. I don't know who would do that, but even though it's not the right pick, and you don't want to pick Chase Utley because he plays for the Mellon Farm and Phillies, so I took Thought Scour. This is one of my favorite cards of all time already, and as mental note, this is an improved mental note. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's actually me having this here sort of conflicts with not having Delver as my small creature pick, but I really like this card.
Okay, what about sorceries? Let's take a look. BDM, you've got Green Sun Zenith.
I'm running the trifecta here. So Primeval Titan, Solemn Simulacrum, Green Sun Zenith. All of these cards are hallmarks of Junya Ianaga's ramp deck that won the World Championships.
I've gone for Lingering Souls, one of the certainly iconic cards in Dark Ascension. We really don't know whether that could turn out to be an amazing pick, could turn out to be a really, really hideous pick.
It plays very well with Delver.
Yeah, it goes very nicely, but I'm not sure that's a great pick in hindsight. Enchantments, on we go. So for enchantment, I think this is pretty straightforward. Honor of the Pure, it gives +1/+1, and it's going to give that to a lot of creatures in a lot of different decks. And that's what you're looking for in the Fantasy Pro Tour. You're not looking for what's going to win on Sunday, it's what has the most copies in that top 100 deck. So to me, Honor of the Pure, very straightforward. But you've gone for something...
I've just gone for a tried and true all-purpose card. It doesn't have to be in a white weenie deck like Honor of the Pure does. This can be in a ramp deck. It could be in a humans deck, it can be in a Delver deck. Oblivion Ring, it's all-purpose removal. It's in aggro, it's in control. I like it. I think we're going to see a lot of it.
Now, I guess you would have liked to have stuck with Solemn Simulacrum for your artifact, but
absolutely.
You can't do that. You only get one.
I thought it was like one of those things where you're like you do a fantasy football and you get to pick the quarterback and wide receiver going in the same game, so that you get to pick like Gronkowski and Brady. Oh, sorry, New England, and
wow.
And you get the double benefit of them. So I figured if I think Solemn Simulacrum would be good, I figured I could get Artifact over here and double up.
Not allowed. Let's see who you have gone for.
I Sword of War and Peace. I got to tell you, the first person that walked in the door today, went right to the dealer and he's like, "Do you have 4 copies of Sword and War and Peace?" It was the first thing I heard anyone say to a dealer this weekend.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear anyone say, "Have you got 4 copies of Ratchet Bomb?" But I think a lot of people, I'm banking that this is the answer for a lot of decks because it's an artifact. By definition, it can go in anything. I think this is the answer to all these dribbly little 1/1s that are half a card and a third of a card, or in the case of Lingering Souls, a quarter of a card. I think Ratchet Bomb's the answer to a lot of things this weekend. We've got one more category to go, and this is where we're not identical, but we're very close. Non-basic land. Well, I've gone for your straight-up Glacial Fortress. Let's go for the straight-up. It's rare, it's a jewel, it's blue-white. I think that's very straightforward. And you've gone for the budget option.
I went radically different direction. I went to the Seachrome Coast, just to mix it up.
Yeah. One thing is noticeable from our picks as a whole. We've got a lot of blue, a lot of white, some green.
Right.
We're distinctly missing the black and the red. Our guess is that when it comes to standard, you're not going to see a ton of that at the top decks. But we have a tie-break still to come. Assuming for some incredible reason that Brian David-Marshall's picks are almost as good as mine, and in fact exactly as good as mine, we have a tie-break. And for that, you need a pro player. So let's see who we've gone for. I have Mr. David Ochoa. He's played 2 events this year. He has made the top 8 of both of them. Grand Prix Austin, 6th. Grand Prix Orlando, 8th. 2 top 8s, 2 events. If anyone can beat that, he'll make top 8 again this week, I think, maybe. If anyone can beat that, good luck to you.
Well, my good luck charm is John Finkel.
Who's that?
He has not played in any events this year, but he's John Finkel. And he's playing this weekend, and he's practiced for this event. And if I can sort of scramble towards the top with my motley assortment of picks, he's going to be the guy that pushes me over in a tie-break situation. By the way, if I had been allowed to pick Solemn Simulacrum here, I would have picked Jens Thorin here.
So you can have the trifecta.
Just so I could have done the trifecta.
Lovely. So look, that is the Fantasy Pro Tour. Play along at home on Facebook. It's a lovely app. It gives you don't have to know whether a card's legal. They bring up every pick that you can have that's legal. It's a lovely little app.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
And there's a lot of people playing it. If you have friends who are on Facebook who play Magic, they're probably playing it. You should be able to go online and see what they picked, even if you're too late to register.
Oh, what was I thinking? I offered you Black Cleave Cliffs.
I should have taken the Black Cleave Cliffs.
And on that,
for all the black-red cards that are up here on the board.
That's right. And on that note, enjoy your Fantasy Pro Tour. Enjoy the real Pro Tour with us right here at MagicTheGathering.com. For Brian David-Marshall, I'm Rich Hagon saying bye.